Welcome one, welcome all. This is another Diamond Elo shoutcast. Today I am Goose the Grey and with me is Elthizar. He will be color casting for me, and we are already into the game.
Yeah, we're already seeing a little bit of shenanigans coming out from our red team. They're already sat down in that blue side tri-brush. Absolutely no wards there for the blue team, so they might be caught off guard as they come in.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting lately, because everyone's been going for the warding trinkets, people have stopped putting out wards at level 1. And due to this, some of the early aggression strats will actually work better, and you're sometimes able to catch people unawares simply because people have stopped warding early on, but the red team does decide to retreat. They're necked and recalling, and they're just going to start with their own blue buff.
Yeah, of course, with the 3.14 patch just before Season 4 came out, they really did nerf the effectiveness of early game invades. The gold from First Bloods before 4 minutes into the game was severely axed, and on top of that, the stealing away buffs can often be very easily seen and counteracted, so stealing away a red is probably going to get your red stolen as well.
Yeah, the big thing really about level 1s these days is trying to force out summoners of the enemy laners and then capitalize on that with early ganks, with stuff like that, just because you're able to gain early on advantages. Anyway, we do see both of the junglers just starting with their respective buffs on the bottom half of the map, are going to move towards the top half, and then possibly Mead in the top lane for an early 2v2 there, as Leona already takes a bit of harassment in the bot lane.
Yeah, harass going back and forth, it's no real surprise. Thresh and Leona, we may see some good aggression should the junglers decide to make their a priority in the early stages of the game, but as you say, the most likely place for an early engage will be the top lane. They were trolling around a little bit just a minute ago, spamming recall animations, but I think they've actually buckled down on and now taking the game seriously.
It's really the thing you have to at some point do, and Renekton with the early of level 2 already looking for the trades into the bot lane. Thresh also got a very early level 2, but there's a stun and a nice pilt over Peacemaker. The flash out of Leona and a lot of damage onto Thresh. There's the flash out of Caitlyn for the first blood. Nicely done. The Ignite was taking as well. So they do pick up first blood for themselves, and Ezreal now alone, but Elise in the top lane trying to make the gank happen onto Renekton. He uses his flash. Elise is not able to quite follow it up, just putting on a little bit of extra damage, but he survives.
Yeah, very well played in that bottom lane. Thresh maybe went a little bit beyond his means and got punished very, very greatly for this. Of course, this is a diamond level game, so any mistake is punished accordingly, basically.
Yeah, you're not allowed to make any mistakes whatsoever. If you overstay, you're welcome. If you push a little bit too far, there are people that will capitalize on it. And Leona goes in. Shield of Daybreak already landing, but Thresh is back. A nice amount of damage onto Ezreal, and the death sentence not quite landing onto Leona, so she's going to be safe for the time being. But Ezreal has taken a lot of damage, and Lee Sin is hovering around the backside. Of course, Elise is currently in the enemy jungle as well, but this means the red team can push a little bit more and already develop a nice 500 gold lead for themselves.
Yeah, it's unlikely that we're going to see a turret dive so early into the game. Level 3, level 4.
Oh, the Cocoon lands in mid lane though. Zed going very, very low, and Elise with the repel, of course. Oh, now Lee Sin in the bottom lane looked to get the dive, but he does back out again with the safeguard. So a lot of aggression in mid and bottom lane, but no kills gained here.
Yep, top lane there's a bit of poke going down, but it's more than effectual taps in each other's direction rather than actual serious damage.
In the end, it's a Shyvana against a Renekton lane. Both of them pretty tanky, and both of them are capable of doing damage, but both of them also have reasonable sustain. Meanwhile, in mid lane, Orianna has been forced to flash away. The Ignite was ticking on her as well, and now Renekton actually going for the all-in top lane on Shyvana. He's been doing a nice amount of damage. Does back off now, doesn't. He still did have the Ignite, but Shyvana still had hers and her flash as well, whereas Renekton didn't have flash. LC might have tried to force that.
Yeah. I'm tempted to say that Ignite would have been worth it trying to force the flash, because of course flash has a far longer cooldown than Ignite, but if he's wanting to play that aggressive lane and push out the lane very hard, then maybe for the best just to force Shyvana out of lane, get some free farm for good seconds or so.
I completely agree, and for now we have pretty even lanes. Of course in the bottom lane there are 4 CS advantage in favor of Ezreal, but Caitlyn did pick up the kill, already has the Berserker Greaves. Mid lane pretty even in CS as well, junglers dead on even, and top lane only 3 CS between the two. Both of the top laners have already gone back and they're mirroring each other.
Yep, Chain Vests picked up in both cases. It's going to be absolutely no surprise if they both pick up early Sunfire Capes. It was nerfed in the 4.1 patch, but still fairly strong. As the engage goes down the bottom lane.
And the Shield of Daybreak has already come out from Leona. Nicely done onto Thresh, and Thresh taking a lot of punishment back. And does look like the red team is just able to walk away from this. Nice reaction there, Elise missing the cocoon, and then the red team just putting a ton of hurt back onto Thresh and Elise.
Yeah, as you said, once again, it's the kind of diamond level thing. You miss your crowd control, you are going to suffer a lot of damage for it. Zed has hit level 6 in the middle lane, so we might potentially see a dive due to the fact that the very, very high range of jumping back to clones after the burst from a death mark, but it would be unlikely to pick up the kill since Orianna is basically on health. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, it's pretty much even as Lee Sin comes in, actually.
The death sentence landed, but the Shield of Daybreak, Leona just counter-engaging, and there's the kill. Lee Sin under the tower. Now Elise comes around the corner, wants to pick up Lee Sin. He does get picked up by the Essence Flux out of Ezreal, and it does look like it's just going to be a 1-for-1. Both of these teams backing up for the time being. Pretty tense, but yeah, kills traded back and forth. Now Zed going in the mid lane. He did pop the death mark, and Orianna is trying to get away, and my spectator denies me further vision. But nothing happening there.
Zed actually jumped back to his initial clone, maybe a little bit in haste, because Orianna did use the shockwave, but it wasn't exactly effective. Zed takes very little damage in that trade. Both top lanes have now hit 6, and the poke slightly becomes bit more substantial. Of course, I would say that Shyvana should have an advantage in damage trades because of the maximum health damage that she gains off the mark from Flame Breath, but at the moment everything seems to be going in Renekton's direction.
I'd say Renekton has the early on edge before like level 8 or 9, but as soon as Shyvana gets a couple of items, adds that Sunfire Cape on top of the Burnout, she will gradually become stronger and stronger in those trades. But Zed goes in again, a lot of damage going down here, and Orianna out of mana, not able to trade back at all.
Yeah, we also see Lee Sin coming around the backside. We could see an engage there in bottom lane as well. Going
Leona already very, very low. That kill is going to get picked up by Ezreal. It was a nice engage, and now Lee Sin in the mid lane, actually coming from behind and picking up that kill. So another trade back and forth, and now it is 3-2 in kills.
In the meantime, Thresh trying to get another hook down in the bottom lane. Caitlyn decides not to throw it out, actually. Allow Ezreal a little bit of refarm lane. Puts the red side turret.
Of course, with Elise first being spotted out in the bottom lane and then walking towards mid, that completely opened up the enemy blue buff for the red team. Zed and Lee Sin going to be quite happily stealing that one away. Now with Ezreal backing off, Caitlyn is going to happily free farm a little bit. We did see the True Shot Barrage being thrown out as well, and we do already have a couple of, the first items coming out, even in mid lane.
Yep, we do of course see the Seeker's Arm Guard, absolutely no surprises pick up on the Orianna, mitigates a good amount of the burst from Zed, and of course can be built into Zhonya's Hourglass, which is commonly known as the single best counter item for a Zed.
Indeed, as we see another Zenith Blade landed onto Thresh, but he has a nice death sentence back. Caitlyn and Leona just going to back off, not even doing too much damage to Thresh. He's pretty low on mana though, so he's going to recall and leave that lane to Elise and Ezreal to defend. And right now, still, bang on even across the map, except for the mid lane. There's about a 15 CS advantage there. Bottom lane has a 7 CS advantage, but nothing too major really. Both of these teams, it could really go either way. The question is, when is the first dragon? But we do see a gank in mid lane, not much going to happen there. Nice escape from Orianna.
Yep, didn't actually require use of the flash, which is about to come back off cooldown from its earlier use. We do actually see Lee Sin going in to try and put some damage down to the turret. It actually goes in onto Orianna, going very low.
And that was a beautiful dodge of that shockwave, and now they have the first kill. The death sentence comes around though. Elise is still chasing as well. Lee Sin is trying to escape. Zed also has to try and get away, but Leona is coming around the side. Now with the flash out of Elise, she does try to do the damage, but Leona had the stun there. The Solar Flare comes out as well. Kills being traded. Zed picking that one up. Now is Thresh going to go down? He's in a little bit of the tight spot. Nice death sentence landing onto the Zed though. And now he has to be careful. Ezreal doing a lot of damage. They're still focusing onto Thresh. The Ignite is ticking. Is not going to be enough, and Zed actually goes down. Leona has to flash with the Zenith Blade to pick up that kill. And then Caitlyn is around the corner now trying to pick up that kill, and Leona has to try and escape. One more auto hit from Ezreal, and she will go down. Nice turnaround. The barrier came out though, and is Caitlyn? Yes, she is going to get the kill, but not before Ezreal picks up Leona as well. So overall, I think that was a 4 for 4? No, 4 for 3. Was it? 3 for 3?
Zed, Lee Sin, and Leona all went down on the red side, and we also saw Thresh. It was a very prolonged engagement. You could technically say that it was a separate engagement for when Orianna went down, but it would have been Orianna, Thresh, Elise, and Ezreal all going down in that elongated engagement.
So a 4-for-3 trade in favor of the red team. They're now 7-5 in kills, and a nice 2,000, no, just 1,000 gold up. For the time being, the question is, what can they do from this? Zed now has picked up that Brutalizer and the pickaxe, and soon, Dragon will become a topic on this map. Last time around, red team was too low after the fighting. Next time, maybe, they can do something along those lines, and Leona now very, very tanky already.
Yep, she already has the Sightstone and a Giant's Belt, which may well go into an early Randuin's Omen. There are quite a few champions that do benefit from attack speed, of course, Ezreal being the AD carry. Shyvana also does, and Orianna can actually do very well with it.
But we have another fight in the bottom lane. Elise coming for the gank. Nice solo flare, catching out 2 members, and here's Lee Sin from the backside. Thresh already solo. Leona's still alive. Is she going to be able to get away? No, Elise picking up that kill. But now Ezreal in trouble. Caitlyn in trouble from Elise as well, but there goes Ezreal down to Lee Sin, and now Elise has to be careful. She is trying to get onto Caitlyn, but Caitlyn under her tower is going to be safe. The Sonic Wave landed, and Lee Sin picking up a double kill for himself, and that was a 3-for-1 exchange, and now Dragon is on the table. Lee Sin and Caitlyn running over there. Zed, meanwhile, engaging in the mid lane, doing a nice amount of damage onto Orianna. Here's the Death Mark, the Shockwave coming out to counter it, but he jumps away to his clone. Not much damage being done to him, and he does get her with the Death Mark.
Yeah, we also see Lee Sin and Caitlyn going for that dragon. Absolutely no contest
whatsoever. 3,000 gold in favor of the red team now. Did you drop, or did you just stop talking? I'm worried about
I'm not sure, actually. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. We shall continue as if nothing happened.
It's some minor connection problems. Whatever. But we do have... Yes?
Say Renekton going back in the top lane to pick up his Sunfire Cape. This is basically mirror in this top lane, as we think we've already stated. Sunfire Capes on both top laners. The only difference really is that Shyvana currently holds a ward, and Renekton already has his boot. Of course, that's going to be a slight advantage to Renekton, because is maybe one of those factors that people don't take into account as much as they should, but it's definitely one of the big things when trading in a top lane.
And really also against someone like like Shyvana, who has that burnout to speed herself up. Renekton only has that slice and dice, and then having a little bit of additional movement speed on top of that can really help him out in that lane for all of the trades that they're going to do there. It does look like they're going at it once more. Renekton losing out for now. He's actually taking more damage than Shyvana. Tries to turn around again. The stun came out, but he's losing far more HP than Shyvana for now. Both of them chugging their potions, and Shyvana going back in. The question is, what would happen if both of them were to use those ultimates as well? Shyvana has hers available, Renekton does as well. It's just going to be more trading for now, but Orianna and Thresh making their way up the river.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to try and push out this top lane early into the game. If they can get an early turret, then that's going to be basically the ability for Shyvana to roam a lot more. And with that Dragon's Descent, that means that potential 4 or 5-man ganks on the bottom lane or in the middle lane could potentially lethal.
Nice job by Renekton surviving that. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, of course, with Thresh trying to roam all across the map, Caitlyn and Leona taking down that bottom tower. And now the top one is still under pressure, but I don't think there's anything the blue team can do here. And so far, that rotation really rather hurt them than help them, but Zed may be in trouble. Thresh closing in around. Oh, Thresh actually taking a lot of damage, and Zed maybe looking for the kill. Nice juke off that death sentence now with the death mark. He does get the first kill. The solo flare comes out. No mana on Orianna. She has nothing she can do, and she goes down as well. Double kill for Zed. Now in the top lane, Shyvana going very low. So does Renekton, though. He's trying to get away, Elise, with that repel on him. The kick from Lee Sin actually not finishing off Shyvana, and now he does go down because he had to go under the tower. Got caught by that cocoon. So a nice 2-for-3 trade this time around. Still in favor of the red team, though.
Oh, engagement in the middle lane as well as they go into Ezreal.
Yeah, nice Zenith Blade, and then the burst from Zed is just too much for Lee Sin to handle, and that's another for Ezreal to handle, and that's another kill in favor of the red team here.
Yep, second turret goes down. Bottom lane, of course, was picked up a couple of minutes ago. Good rotations right here by the red team. A lot of damage being dealt by the...
Beautiful death sentence, actually, underneath the tower. The flame came out as well. That's a 500 gold shutdown in favor of Orianna, and she does manage to escape as well. Leona not quite able to finalize that kill. So, nice grab there, and it now puts it at 9 to 15 in kills. 4,000 gold deficit. The blue team has to make some magic happen to come back from this.
Yeah, the next big engagement is most likely going to happen at the Dragon when it comes up in approximately time. You do actually see Shyvana putting a bit of damage down in the middle lane onto Leona, but Lee Sin comes in.
And Leona actually engages with a Zenith Blade, goes very deep. She's pretty low on HP, she has to be careful. Shyvana is still pretty tanky, but it does look like Lee Sin is enough to scare her away. The Dragon's Rage actually comes out, and now Shyvana tries to run the other way. Not sure if Lee Sin and Leona can do anything. Actually, Lee Sin waiting until the True Shot Barrage whiffed by, then tries to go in, but does decide to back off again. Nothing more gonna happen on this one.
Lee's trying to get onto Caitlyn in the bottom line, but very little coming of it at this point.
Yeah, and Lee Sin also tried to get onto Orianna, but there's not much they can do at this point, as meanwhile Tower goes down in favor of the red team. So it is now 3 to 0 in towers, and the red team really starting to grab a lot of map dominance. And in 1 minute 40 seconds, Dragon is back up, and they're pushing down mid lane with Zed and Lee Sin here. Orianna forced to just run away, and that's going to be a lot of free damage. There's a death mark actually, a shockwave coming out as well. Lee Sin going under the tower, the barrier was there, and that's a 500 gold for Zed, shutting down Orianna. No, actually not 500 gold, just regular. It looked weird on my screen. At least not being able to get the kill, but a nice flash death sentence onto Renekton. That was not the target he wanted. Huge amount of damage onto Elise though. Zed really making things happen here.
Yeah, he already has that last whisper, so what armor the blue team currently have, the only one who's really invested into armor at this point is Shyvana. So the armor shred is shredding things to even lower than feasible, or feasibly safe rather, which means he's going to be dealing a hell of a lot of damage right now. Just passing a minute until the dragon respawns, but we are actually going to see the first turret of the game picked up by Shyvana on this top turret. Down it goes. We also saw the True Shot Barrage come past. I actually think that was probably not the best use of a True Shot Barrage. Of course, it does only have an 80-second cooldown, but it's only 40 seconds until the dragon respawns, so it may have been better to conserve it and use it to hit for a steal.
Yeah, right now the blue team not in the best of positions, and Thresh may get caught out again. Oh, the death sentence actually goes the wrong way onto the wolves. Maybe it was actually the right way. He used it to escape. Nice move there. So completely outplaying me. I thought the wrong way, and now Elise trying to steal away the enemy blue buff, and it does look like she's going to be able to. There's a lot of vision from the blue team.
Yeah, a lot of vision in that side, but not actually on the dragon, as it will respawn in 10 seconds. And there's no vision currently there, so the blue team are effectively in the dark at this point.
But Lee Sin is behind enemy lines. They're trying to get onto Thresh. Nice death sentence onto Lee Sin. May get Thresh out of this, but the kick came out of Lee Sin, and now the Solar Flare was also there. They're trying to go under the tower. Is that going to pick up that kill? Nicely done. And now that makes it a 5v4 for that dragon. Of course, Elise coming around, trying to land that cocoon. Doesn't quite land it though, but Zed goes back in with a death mark onto Orianna. Is he going to go down? Yes, no, yes he is to Ezreal, but he did pick up a kill on his way out as well. Now Lee Sin is in a lot of trouble, and Leona trying to run away here. There's True Shot Barrage out of Ezreal. Doesn't quite pick up the kill. Lee Sin still surviving, managing to get out of this, but there are a Renekton and a Caitlyn on the map. Caitlyn now fighting against Elise, trying to run away. The cocoon doesn't land. That gives her the upper hand. Leona still trying to kite, still kiting, actually flashing over the top wall there. Jesus, so much action is now Renekton going in onto Elise. Elise quickly coming out of that stun, now trying to turn back the aggression, and Leona does manage to live for now. She's back in the mid lane. What an escape by her.
Yeah, leading 3 members at first of the blue team. Totally run around. She does get caught though,
and then she gets caught. What a waste. Yeah. First she survives, and then she gets herself killed under that tower by the death sentence and the flay. Now Dragon is up though. 3 members from the red team trying to grab that.
Yep, once again, very little contest actually being put up by the blue team. We actually see Thresh come across in place of Ward in there, but there is very little the team can do. There we go, Dragon picked up.
I was actually almost close. I was thinking if he hit that death sentence onto the dragon, it may have been just the right time. But Lee Sin does smite that out, pick that up for him, for his team. That's, I do believe, the second dragon over to the red team. And they're here with a nice advantage at this point. They're picking up all the major items, like 2 on every one of them. And it's getting pretty scary for the blue team here. They have to make things happen soon, or they'll just get left behind.
They're currently sat at a 5,000 gold deficit, and having lost 2 dragons, they have to play very, very safely at this point. You can see that Zed's safely 1v1ing Shyvana at this stage. She's been forced to use Dragon's Descent to actually escape that situation, which is never a good position to be in as a Shyvana
Yeah, and that's the Shyvana that's stacking armor, that's, you know, being really meant to be the frontline tank in this composition. And then your enemy mid laner just comes up there, Zed, with the Last Whisper, with a Brutalizer, and that Blade of the Ruin King, and basically takes you out 1v1. The red team here with a very, very bold call, going for this dragon, and this is bad for them. They're currently 3v5. Leona and Caitlyn very, very late to this fight, and Lee Sin trying to run away. The Cocoon catches onto him, and that's him not quite yet going down. Elise still chasing onto him. Is she going to be able to get it? No, he kicks her away, and for now, he escapes. There's Leona now, the Talisman of Ascension. The True Shot Barrage, barely not enough. Lee Sin with so little HP. Actually, he's at below 30 when that happened, but this now may open up the opportunity for the Baron. Leona and the rest of the red team have to stick around, but their jungler is not with them.
Yeah, that means that it's no case of smite wars at this point, but engagement goes across. We did see the solar flare.
And we saw the solar flare being flashed out of, so it didn't actually hit anyone, and now Leona in a whole world of trouble. But the rest of the blue team actually going very low, and Leona able to escape this. The blue team still want the Baron. Baron going fairly low. It's down to about half HP, but now the red team is complete again. Lee Sin is back, and they're pushing onto this. That just shows how far ahead they are already. They were able to basically fight and extend that 4v5 forever and a day, and tank a lot. There's a death mark onto Ezreal. He's going to go down very quickly. The ace in the hole coming out on the Thresh. Double kill for Zed. And once again, the blue team with a huge advantage again. Elise and Orianna trying to back off, but this could be another attempt onto the Baron by the red team here.
Yep, Ping's definitely going out for that purpose. And Renection are going to start it off. It's currently a 2v5, so there is absolutely nothing the blue team can do about it unless Shyvana can get a clutch smite off at this stage. But actually, Elise isn't even alive, so she is, but she is miles away.
Yeah, Elise is very far away, and the Baron going down so very quickly. This is definitely going to go over to the red team here. Orianna trying to make the plays, doesn't quite manage. True Shot Barrage coming across as well, and that actually puts Leona and Lee Sin very low, and here's Elise trying to pick up the kill. Lee Sin going over the wall. The Solar Flare came out as well. That's going to be a kill over to Leona. Nicely done. Caitlyn trying to take on Orianna. Orianna with very low HP couldn't actually fight that, and now Shyvana looking for a little bit of harassment onto the red team, but they are able to just back away as Zed once again fighting. Nicely done. Is going to pick up Thresh at this point. The Ignite, yes, it's going to be enough. Now, can he fight against Ezreal as well? He's trying to. There's a Dragon's Descent. Shyvana trying to come in, but he goes away with the Shadow. Flash after him from Shyvana. He's trying to run away through the tower. His Blade of the Ruin King active is not there yet to slow Shyvana down, and now Ezreal coming back around the side. Nice Arcane Shift in, but Zed goes in with the Deathmark, does a huge amount of damage, and now Caitlyn is around, and he does pick up Ezreal, and then goes back with the Shadow. Actually does get picked up in the end. Shyvana taking that one down, but now Caitlyn is chasing onto Shyvana, but that was Zed with a nice escape and actually turning it around in the end for another kill onto Ezreal.
He did go down in the process, but very, very effective trades by him right there. Kills are now 23 to 12, so an 11 kill advantage for our red team, and the gold lead is doing naught for extending. It's over 9,000 at this stage. 3-4 in the turrets, and once again, it's 2 minutes until the dragon respawns once again. So, red team already have the Baron, but I'm pretty sure they're never going to say no to a free dragon.
Yeah, especially as the dragon reward expands throughout the game, it becomes more and more gold reward for everyone that does pick it up. And really, at this point, Zed deserves an honorable mention here with 12-4-4. Caitlyn, 3-0-5, also doing very well for herself. And on the other hand, Thresh just not having a very good game, 1-8-7 at this point. This game has not been working the way he wanted it to. He's been trying to make the plays, landed a couple nice death sentences, but it's just not been meant to be. It's the red team recalling in that bottom lane. Caitlyn trying to pick up a couple more items. She's already got 3. So the red team definitely very powerful here.
Yeah, at this stage it is Zed, of course, who is the most built. Blade of the Ruin King, Black Cleaver, Last Whisper, and also a Hex Drinker, so he's got a hell of a lot of arm penetration and a little bit of magic resistance to retain some of that damage from Elise. And
this is a 2v5 engagement by Leona and Lee Sin. Leona going very deep there, and they may still pick up the kill onto Orianna. She's solo, has that barrier on. The Zanya's coming out, actually saving her for the time being. Leona's still alive, and now Orianna is going to survive as well, but Zed is around the corner, is doing a lot of damage onto Thresh. There's the first kill. Renekton now coming around the corner. Ezreal being taken out. That was a 2v5 engagement, and they both survived to tell the tale, and with the rest of the team coming in, they've already picked up 2 kills. The fight is still going on, but it does look like they're backing off at the time being, taking out that inner tower. Wow.
There still is 5 as well, and fairly healthy for that. a 3v5 for the blue team, so they are going to take that inhibitor without even trying, and could almost instantaneously heal off to go for the dragon, but they go for another engage.
And Leona goes very deep there with the Zenith Blade and does have to back away. The rest of the red team was not on the same page. They don't have to do that either. They still have that Baron on for about another minute. Lee Sin going very deep after landing that Sonic Wave. It's the Lee Syndrome. When you land your Q, you have to go in. Now the rest of the red team trying to defend him. Zed actually going in with the Death Mark, and they get one kill. Beautiful Shockwave actually going on to 3 members, but that's not going to save her. She goes down to Renekton, and now can the red team make anything more happen? They are 5 versus 3, but with pretty low HP bars, so they're not going to be able to push for the win, but they're going to rotate down bottom lane and push for another inner tower.
Yeah, very good rotations right here by the red team. Just keep furthering their advantages. And Ping does come out. They are going to take this turret and then probably head towards the dragon. They've 26 game, 27 for 12 kills now, so this is really snowballing in favor of our red team right now.
And really, the blue team have just not been able to shut down Zed, and it's what's been coming back to haunt them in every single fight. That right there was an engagement from Leona and Lee Sin, and then as soon as Zed and the rest of the red team showed up, it just all turned out badly for the blue team. They thought they had easy pickings. Leona very, very confident at this point. 3, 4, and 12 has that Giant Spell and that Warden's Mail completed already. Almost got that Randuin's, which she's surely going to pick up very soon. There it is, and she picks up another Giant Spell. Leona's just become a terror for the blue team, and they cannot fight wherever she goes. Actually, there are so many targets on the red team that are dangerous that the blue team can just not decide who to focus anymore.
Well, target priority is something that's very difficult to work on if you're not in a coordinated team, because at this point it's fairly obvious that Zed, if he can be caught, which is maybe another thing than to actually kill him, but you'd need a lot of crowd control to keep that ninja in place.
Indeed, and he does of course have all his mobility, trying to escape as Shyvana may find herself in a lot of trouble. Lee Sin and Renekton are there. Leona coming around the corner as well. Caitlyn's sitting on the other side, so she's not even going to be able to do this. Dragon's Descent across the wall, but there are people waiting for you. Shyvana, that was a nice thought. Not going to work today. And now the red team, again, with all the cards in their hand, have that middle inhibitor down, have another inner tower down in the bottom lane. So, free reign there. And Baron is back up in 1.5 minutes. They're going to be looking to pick that one up for themselves as well. 15,000 gold in their favor. But they're going in. Lee Sin, after landing that Sonic Wave, nice kick backwards. Zed now trying to make that kill happen. They've done a lot of damage to Thresh, but it's not worth the death mark, so they're not going to use it. At least now force a flash over the wall as well. That's another kill in favor of the red team. And they are now pushing down the mid lane 4v2 because Renekton is up in the top lane pushing that nice death mark onto Ezreal, but he's going to survive for the time being. There, the death mark actually pops him. Elise going to go down onto the Nexus towers, and this is surely going to be game even as Lee Sin goes very deep again onto Shyvana, onto Orianna, doing a lot of damage, keeping her away. The first Nexus tower has already gone down. The second one is taking a lot of hurt. Zed actually forced to back off. Lee Sin now in a little bit of trouble, and the red team may have to back off for now. The Nexus may yet be safe. Leona goes in onto Shyvana, is going to get taken out by the tower. Shyvana getting that kill, and more members from the blue team respawning. There goes the second Nexus tower though, and Renekton still split pushing that top lane. They're trying to end the game. Zed goes to Thresh goes down to Zed, and now Lee Sin trying to make another kill happen onto Orianna, kicks her away. Caitlyn going very low to Caitlyn. Caitlyn's still alive. Zed looking to finalize that, not going to be able to. The Ignite is burning on Caitlyn. She did use the barrier. The Randuin's Omen came out from Lee Sin. Jesus Christ, the game is almost over. And then I will be able to breathe again. There we go. GG, well played. Whew.
Very well done in that elongated engagement by the red team at the late stages of the game. 29 minutes and 20 seconds, the game finishes 32 kills to 13 in favour of the red team. And you can see the gold lead is almost sat at 20,000. It's just over 19,000 currently, but had the game gone on much longer, 10 seconds until the Baron respawned, it would have stacked up even further.
It would have stacked up beyond the sky, and that was really just the red team, after getting a couple of advantages, getting the right people fed, just capitalizing on the mistakes that the blue team made. And like, Zed did twice as much damage as anyone on the enemy team, and just, it was complete demolition. Nicely done by the red team, seizing all the available advantages, making that game count for themselves, picking up the win. So I do hope you enjoyed watching this, and we'll be back in the future. If you liked it, please like, subscribe to the video, to my channel. I will put my Twitter link in the description as well, and you can follow Elthizar as well. I'll put all the relevant links for him into this description as well, and I hope to see you soon.